there's a certain group where they don't exactly engender laughter and fun. It seems like they're all mad at everything.
Sometimes you can pull it off. I think Don Rickles is probably the best at the mean stuff, the rough stuff.
Yeah, but he also was. First of all, he turned it on himself plenty.
Yeah.
Because he'd always talk about, my wife's back on when he do that thing. My wife's back in the hotel. She wants to play row your boat. And I'm like Pocahontas. I'm going down the thing. And she's like, did you get me another piece of jewelry?
It's good. Yeah.
Well, here, I'm going to, a listener. I'll show this to everybody.
I love one thing about Don Rickles. I love is that his act out for every situation is always the same. Yeah. He'll go like, I'm over here like. He does this he does a pivot turn around one like a boat turning.
Yeah, Did you ever see him live?
No.
I saw him twice.
Whoa! I met him backstage. I didn't see him perform.
Well, it beats. Okay, it beats anything I saw. I was in the audience. You met him. What was that like?
He was the first time I was on television was on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and I was very young.
Sure,
and I was doing George W. Bush.
Okay,
and it was my first time on TV, and I walked off set, and Don Rickles was the first guest waiting in the wings.
Yeah,
and he goes, "That was hilarious. I was laughing. I was rolling on the floor. Who the hell are you?"
That's the greatest thing you could ever hear.
And I was like, thank you. I was like, I'm James Adomian. I was like, I didn't know how to do anything. I was like, James Adomian. And he goes, what? James Adomian. He goes, change your name, kid.
That's amazing.
I should have taken that advice.
Yeah, change your name. You're James Blaze.
I did think about. I had somewhere a piece of paper where I thought about changing my name.
What would be the best name you could have if you were at that point? Now, what would you go with?
None of the names were good. That's the thing. They were all that. None of them had a ring to them.
Sure. Yeah.
I was like Jimmy Lime because I liked the Third Man in the Harry Lime character, Lime, and I was like, and I thought about it, and I was like that doesn't work for anybody who's not wearing a pea coat
Jimmy Lime
in the back of a movie theater.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to come out and you'd be just like nervously looking around. Who told you?
And my whole persona is just kind of Third Man based.
You'd be like, look at them down there.
Look at them. Those
look
dots.
Like ants.
You see. Would you really tell me to keep my money if you offered £50,000 for every dot that's so?
I wish I could be in a situation where somebody would say to me, "You and I were not that different, are we?" like in those movies, it's always that you and I were not that different, are we?
It's always the bad guy that offers it.
Yeah,
it's never Batman that brings it up.
No, he's ever just like, hey, you know what? I realized kind of like you,
or like a judge in a case, like a judge overseeing a Julian Assange case or something like. You know what? I want to say that we're a lot alike.
Yes, exactly. Before I make my ruling, I just want to say you and I.
There is a poetic symmetry here.
So a listener a few years ago contacts me and says, Tom, we talked on the air about Don Rickles' estate sale. There was an estate sale. And a listener went and bought and won Don Rickles a few ties and a few belts.
44 pairs of brown size 4 shoes.
The listener's like, Tom, the thing is in Los Angeles. I can't, they won't mail it to me. Can you mail me the ties and the belts and you can have one of each?
So you also run errands for what?
That's one of Don Rickles' ties.
I love it. Look at that, folks.
Oh, yeah. Look at this stretchy belt he wore.
I haven't heard much of you since the war.
Yeah. I always loved
this is his belt?
That's his belt.
So it is all brown. It's brown and gold.
Yeah.
He was decorated like a 1970s suite.
Yes. Yeah. Like a van. He was decorated. He looked like a van back then, like a cool guy's van. He just was missing
he's kind of built like a
lady
van
on
too.
The side of it. Yeah. he when I saw him, the second time I saw him was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and me and my friend Joe were just like, Don Rickles is playing, and he's closer to the end, but he still had it. he was still, he's starting to show his age, but we go to the show and we're figuring our seats out and we are looking and we're going up front. And then my friend Joe's like, oh no, we have second row seats. And then we start sliding down the row and we're just we will be in his eye line.
Oh boy.
And my friend Joe, he's just like, I don't like this. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? This would be the greatest thing that ever happened to us.
Did he go for you?
He patrols the stage like a panther once it starts.
Right.
He stops 2 people over. He's making fun of 2 people. We were just 2 seats out of his target, like where he didn't get us. He got the person 2 seats to our right. And it just was one of the funniest things because he does this thing where he goes, he's like, I grew up and I wanted to be an actor and I wanted to be a comedian. My mother's just like, he's just like, you can do it. Whatever your dream is, you got to hold on to your dream and you chase it. And I went to acting school. He goes on for like 3 minutes with his story. He's like, and I'm doing this. And it all leads up to me being here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And and then he just like makes the face and he's just like, yeah, just like, I'm here. And he goes, if any of you people need anything sent back to the States, meet me in the parking lot. I'll mail it back for you. So he was the greatest. And I love how he would always end the shows where he'd just be like, when I was in the Navy, we were on the deck of the ship. Did you ever hear that?
I don't know. I know he
God.
did he would say blessings on the roasts after he roasted everybody. He would bless them.
He would tell the story. We're on the deck of this ship. And when we were on that ship, it was not about race or creed or color. We were all united for a common goal. And it's like basically you're killing other humans still. Like you're still overlooking the general human race.
That was as good as they could come up with back then.
Yeah. And he said, Will Rogers said, I do not make fun of little people. I only make fun of big people. And each and every one of you tonight, you are big people. Thank you, and God bless America. And then he just like,
you are big people.
But he just like, yeah. But 15 minutes earlier, he was demolishing someone just because they were Mexican.
Exactly. Yeah.
but none of that works if he doesn't turn it back on himself just as much as like he's not operating from on high, just punching down.
Oh no, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's playing the bad guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Have you ever seen Reagan's second inauguration in 1985?
Oh my God.
It's so funny.
You cannot believe, like, I know everybody's always like, and you even do it in your special, so it's like, oh, they couldn't do that now. Like, no, they truly couldn't do that. In this insane, everybody's like, oh, it's so mean and gross and ugly now in politics. Don Rickles performing at the second Reagan inaugural, no politician would allow that.
No one would allow that
ever.
Today.
He's making assassination jokes. He's like, yeah, if I said this thing about George Shultz, I'm going to get you. Oh!
Yeah, he says, go into glory, glory, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Clear the stage.
He's so... Yeah, it's unbelievable that that was the inauguration that Reagan was the he was the roasty. Yes. Well, he had the vision for it. He brought in all the talent, and at one point they were like, if Don, we don't know about Don Rickles, and he's like, if Don doesn't do it, I don't do it.
What?
And then that was.
I like that your Reagan is the same as your Sinatra.
Yeah. Well, I'm not you. I can't do these impressions. I can't with you,
Mr. Gorbachev. Tear down this rink-a-dink wall.